Okay, we are discussing about circulation or body fluids or circulation. In this, in previous class, we were discussed open type of circulation and closed type of circulation. We are discussing about closed type of circulation. The closed type of circulation present in different animals. We discussed in the previous class also. We were completed circulation in fishes also we were completed. Today we are going to discuss about amphibians. 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 In previous class we were completed the fishes circulation. Today we are going to discuss about amphibians circulation. If we will take these amphibians, these animals are containing three chambered heart present. Three chambered heart present in amphibians. Three chambered heart. Among these three chambers, two chambers are auricles. Two chambers are auricle. And one chamber ventricle. One chamber ventricle. Three chambered heart is present in amphibians. Among these three chambers, two chambers are auricles and one chamber ventricle. The auricles are upper chambers. Upper chambers. Auricles, upper chambers. And you can take ventricle. These are an inner chamber. Inner chamber. And how it is, I would like to show it diagrammatically. That's why listen to me. And here you can take, these are the auricles. These are auricles. Two chambers belongs to these auricles. This is called as a ventricle. And here you can take auricles. This is a left auricle, or otherwise called as atria, left atria, or left auricle, and it's a right auricle, or a right atria, a right atrium, and it's a left atrium. This is called as a ventricle. This is a ventricle. If we will take this heart, just now we were discussed the three chambered heart is present in this. Among these three chambers, upper chambers are auricles or atrium, and this is the right and it's a left auricle or left atrium. Both opens into ventricle. That's why the auricles, the heart of the amphibians containing mixed blood. Mixed blood. Mixed blood. What is a mixed blood? Here you can take left atrium. This left atrium containing pure blood or oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood supply to the left atrium. This oxygenated blood supply to the left atrium from gills or lungs or skin. If we will take these amphibians, the amphibians are containing different respiratory organs. Gills are the respiratory organs of amphibians. Skin also respiratory organ of amphibian, and lungs also respiratory organs of amphibians. The amphibians must respirate through three type of organs: gills, skin, and lungs. When the impure blood supply to the gills or skin or lungs, in the gills, skin or lungs, it must be purified, and the purified blood, otherwise called as oxygenated blood, this oxygenated blood enters into left atrium. Oxygenated blood enters into left atrium, and this is called as oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood enters into left atrium. This oxygenated blood supplies from or entering from what known as gills or skin or lungs. In the gills, skin or lungs, the oxygen purify, and this purified oxygenated blood enters into the left atrium. If we will take right atrium, into the right atrium, deoxygenated blood enters into the right atrium. Deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood enters into right atrium. Deoxygenated blood. This deoxygenated blood supplied to the right atrium through vena cava. Vena cava. Through vena cava, the deoxygenated blood enters into right atrium. From this right atrium, the deoxygenated blood enters into ventricle. Here you can take deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood enters into ventricle. And from left atrium, oxygenated blood enters into ventricle. Left atrium, oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood enters into ventricle. The oxygenated blood enters into ventricle from left atrium. The deoxygenated blood and oxygenated blood, both were mixed. That's why in the ventricle, the mixed blood develops into the ventricle. Mixed blood. Mixed blood present in the ventricle. That's why here I wrote the heart of the amphibians containing mixed blood. Heart of the amphibians containing mixed blood. Why it is mixing? From left atrium, oxygenated blood enters into the ventricle. From right atrium, deoxygenated blood entering into the ventricle. Both are mixing. That's why the heart of the amphibians containing mixed blood. And this circulation is called as incomplete double circulation. Incomplete double circulation. Incomplete double circulation. Incomplete double circulation. Incomplete double circulation present in the amphibians. What is the incomplete double circulation? If the deoxygenated blood separately flow from right side and the oxygenated blood separately flow from left side, that is called as double circulation. We have to discuss about the double circulation now. But here you can take the deoxygenated blood and oxygenated blood, both are mixing in the ventricle. But half of the heart separates deoxygenated blood and oxygenated blood. In atrium, in auricles, the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is separated in auricles. Up to auricles, D and oxygenated blood separating. But in ventricle, both are mixing. That's why it is called as incomplete double circulation. In this, up to NEET, in the NEET, these questions will come. Up to auricles, which circulation present in the amphibians? Double circulation present. Why? Because oxygenated and deoxygenated blood separated in the auricles. Both are separating. That's why it is called as a double circulation. But when the oxygenated, deoxygenated blood enters into the ventricle, here mixing from this ventricle, here mixing, and this mixed blood comes outside. That's why it is called as a single. In ventricle, this is called a single circulation. But up to auricles, double circulation present here. That's why it is called as incomplete double circulation. In the NEET, if anybody asks, if ventricle also separated oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, if ventricle also separated oxygenated and deoxygenated blood as like as the auricles, this circulation is called as double circulation. But here the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is not separating, both are mixing. That's why it is containing mixed blood. So it is called as incomplete double circulation. Incomplete double circulation. This is about amphibians circulation. I would like to give this information. It's very simple, Nana. It's very, very simple. That's why listen carefully and very simple. Amphibians, three-chambered heart present in the amphibians. Three-chambered heart. In this heart, upper chambers are auricles. Right auricle, left auricle is present. Atrium, right atrium, left atrium. And the inner chamber, ventricle. 1, 2, 3. This is a three-chambered heart. 1, 2, 3 chambers are present in this. That's why three-chambered heart is present. Left atrium containing oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood supplied to the left atrium. This oxygenated blood supplying from gills, skin or lungs. Gills, skin or lungs. And here you can take a right atrium. Deoxygenated blood supplied to the right atrium through the vena cava. Vena cava collecting blood from body parts. The vena cava collecting blood from body parts, and this deoxygenated blood supplied to the right atrium. This right atrium supplying deoxygenated blood into the ventricle. Left atrium also supplying oxygenated blood to the ventricle. Both are mixing. That's why the ventricles are containing mixed blood. This type of circulation is called as an incomplete double circulation. Why? Because both oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is mixing here, and this mixed blood will comes outside through the aorta. It will comes outside through the aorta, and supply to the body parts. The mixed blood only supplying to the body parts of amphibians. Pure blood is not supplying to the body parts of amphibians. This is also important for NEET purpose. Which type of blood supply to the body parts of amphibians? Only mixed blood, not pure blood supplying to the body parts, cells. Only mixed blood. Of course, it's not pure and it's not impure. Mixed blood supplied to the body parts of amphibians through aorta or systemic artery. Aorta nothing but systemic artery. The systemic artery must divide into branches, and through that arteries, the mixed blood supplied to the body parts. When mixed blood supplied to the body parts utilize that mixed blood, and that blood convert into deoxygenated blood. This deoxygenated blood enters into the right atrium through the vena cava. This is about which amphibians circulation, the heart which is present in the amphibian and the amphibians circulation. Followed on? Anybody want to once again? Followed on, Anna?
Sir, can you explain once again, sir?
Okay. Here, listen to me, Nana. Amphibians are containing three-chambered heart. Among these three chambers, upper chambers are auricles. Two auricles are present, left auricle and right auricle. And inner chamber, ventricle. Only one ventricle present. The left auricle or left atrium, both are same, Nana. I wrote here atrium, left atrium. nothing but auricle. Left auricle opens into ventricle. Right auricle also opens into the ventricle. Only one ventricle is present. Among the three chambers, two chambers are upper chambers. These chambers are called as auricles or atrium. These two chambers, left atrium or left auricle, right atrium or right auricle. And the inner chamber, only one chamber, that is called as a ventricle. Left atrium, it supplies with oxygenated blood. Supplies with which blood, Nana? Oxygenated blood. The oxygenated blood coming from where, Nana? Gills, skin or lungs. And you may get the doubt here. Sir, why it is coming from gills, skin or lungs? Why? Because amphibians are containing three types of respiratory organs. In embryonic stage, in the larval stage, the amphibians respirate with the help of the gills. When it is respirating with the help of the gills, in the gills, the blood must purify. The purified blood enters into left atrium from the gills in larvae. In the larvae. If the amphibian present above the land, if it is terrestrial mode of life, if the amphibian present above the land, it must respirate with the help of lungs. You can take a frog. If it is present above the land, it will respirate with the help of lungs. If it respirate with the help of lungs, the blood purify in the lungs, and the purified blood enters into atrium from the lungs. You may be get the doubt, sir, when the skin use, when the amphibians respirate with the help of the skin, when the amphibians are in the water, for example, you can take frog. Frog belongs to this amphibian. If it is present above the land, it must respirate with the help of the lungs. But when it enters into the water, in water, it must respirate with the help of the skin. When it is respirating with the help of the skin, the impure blood purify in the skin, and from the skin, the purified blood enters into left atrium. That's why I wrote here gills, skin, lungs. The amphibians respirate with the help of the gills at larval stage. The adult amphibian, if it is present above the land, it must respirate with the help of the lungs. The adult amphibian, if it is present in the water, it will respirate with the help of the skin. When it is respirating with these organs, from these in these organs, the blood purify. The purified blood enters into left atrium. That is called as oxygenated blood. This oxygenated blood enters into ventricle, and from right side atrium, right atrium, it receives deoxygenated blood through the vena cava. Vena cava collect deoxygenated blood from the tissues or organs. The deoxygenated blood pumped into the right atrium. The deoxygenated blood also enters into ventricle. Here deoxygenated blood and the oxygenated blood both are mixing. That's why it is called as a mixed blood. Amphibians are containing heart of the amphibians containing mixed blood, and it is called as incomplete double circulation. Why? Because up to auricles only the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is separated. But in a ventricle, both the oxygenated deoxygenated blood is mixing. The oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is not completely separating in the heart. Up to auricles only, the deoxygenated and oxygenated blood is separating. In ventricle, both are mixing. That's why it is called as incomplete double circulation. You may get the doubt, why we have to call incomplete double circulation? Why? Because up to atrium, up to auricle, the deoxygenated and oxygenated blood completely separated. But if the deoxygenated and oxygenated blood completely separated in ventricle also, if the oxygenated blood separately supply and the deoxygenated blood separately supply, that is called as the double circulation. But here, oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is not separately supplying. Both are mixing in the ventricle. but up to oracles, oxygenated and deoxygenated blood supplying, separately supplying. That's why it is called as incomplete double circulation. And in need, if anybody asks you, when the amphibians are containing double circulation, here you can take a question. When the amphibians contain double circulation, here you can take if amphibians contains three chambered heart, if the amphibians contain three chambered heart. Second one, if amphibians contain contains four chambered heart, Third option, if amphibians contain partially divided four chambered heart, divided four chambered heart, Fourth one, none. What is your answer, Nana?
Sir, first one, sir. First one, sir.
First one. All are concluding the first one. All are saying the first one. Anybody?
Sir,
First.
sir, if they have four chambered hearts, sir.
If which Nana? Here, if amphibians contain four chambered heart, if amphibians containing partially divided four chambered heart.
Second one, sir.
What, Nana? Tell me, Nana. If
Second
you
one,
say,
sir.
what, Nana?
Second one.
Good, very good. What's your name, Nana?
Likita, sir.
Good, very good, excellent. Likita, if amphibians contain four chambered heart, then only the amphibians are containing double circulation. But here you can take, if amphibians contain three chambered heart, which type of circulation present, Nana? Incomplete double circulation present. Just now we were discussed. Why? Because the impure blood and pure blood both are mixing in the ventricle. Actually, amphibians containing only three chambered heart. In this, from left side, oxygenated blood entering into the ventricle. From right side, deoxygenated blood entering into the ventricle. Both are mixing. Here, mixed blood is present. Three chambered heart and mixed blood is present. That's why it is called as the incomplete double circulation. But if amphibians contain four chambered heart, completely divided four chambered heart, that amphibians may contain double circulation. Second option is correct option, Nana. Very good, excellent. Tejasri followed, Nana. Do you want once again this? Tejasri,
Followed, sir.
why you choose this first option, Nana? Why you are choosing the first option? You told amphibians contain three. Of course, amphibians are containing only three chambered heart. But I am confused when the amphibians contain double circulation, or when means if amphibians contain four chambered heart, the amphibians may contain double circulation. But actually, amphibians are containing how many chambers now? Only three chambered heart. That's why no double circulation in the amphibian. It is containing incomplete double circulation. Followed, Nana? Children?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Nana. Now we have to discuss about reptiles.
కనబడుతుందా నాన్న జూమ్ చేయమంటారు
సార్ కొద్దిగా జూమ్ చేయండి.
కొద్దిగా జూమ్ చేయాలా
Visible, Nana? How it is?
లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ కంటే మంచి కనబడుతుందా లేకపోతే ఎలా కనబడుతుంది
సార్ కొద్దిగా చిన్నగా కనపడుతుంది సార్.
ఓకే సార్ కొద్దిగా చిన్ననే రాసినాను
ఓకే పెద్ద
ఇప్పుడు
ఇప్పుడు
Okay, sir.
ఓకే
ఓకే
okay. Now we have to discuss about reptiles. 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 If we will take the reptiles, reptiles are containing partially divided four-chambered heart. Partially divided four-chambered heart. Four-chambered heart. Four-chambered heart. Partially divided four-chambered heart. Among these four-chambered heart, two chambers are auricles. And two chambers incompletely divided ventricles. Incompletely divided ventricles. Here I would like to draw the diagram. Observe me how I am drawing the diagram. And the incompletely divided ventricles. And here you can take Nana. These are auricles. And it's ventricle. But if we will take the ventricle, it is incompletely divided. This is a left auricle or atrium. Here you can take a right atrium. Right atrium. This is a ventricle. Left ventricle, but it's not completely divided. Incompletely divided. This right ventricle. But this area is not divided. Just now we were discussed the left atrium. It supplies with oxygenated blood. Left atrium supplied with oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood from lungs. Why? Because reptiles respirate with the help of the lungs only. But if we will take the amphibians respirate with the help of gills, skin and lungs. But when we will take these reptiles, they must be respirate with the help of the lungs only. That's why the impure blood purify in the lungs and converted into oxygenated blood. This oxygenated blood enters into left atrium. From left atrium, oxygenated blood enters into left ventricle also. At the same time, deoxygenated blood enters into right atrium. Deoxygenated blood enters into right atrium. Deoxygenated blood. This deoxygenated blood also enters into left right ventricle. But at the base of the ventricle, Oxygenated and deoxygenated blood both are mixing. Here, mixed blood. Mixed blood present in the ventricle. This is incompletely divided or partially divided two-chambered ventricle. Not completely divided two-chambered ventricle. Partially divided, incompletely divided two-chambered ventricle. That's why this ventricle also containing mixed blood. You can guess, Nana, which type of circulation present in the reptiles? Is it containing incomplete double circulation or double circulation?
Incomplete double circulation, sir.
Both are accepting that incomplete double circulation, Nana?
Yes, sir.
Good, very good, excellent. Incomplete double circulation present in the reptiles. Incomplete double circulation. Incomplete double circulation present in this. Incomplete double circulation present in this. Incomplete double circulation present in the reptiles. Why? Because the base of the ventricle containing mixed blood. In the NEET, if anybody asks you, if the reptiles are containing, completely divided four-chambered heart, which type of circulation present in the reptiles? Children, if the reptiles are containing completely divided four-chambered heart, which type of circulation present in the reptiles? First option, double circulation.
Sir, complete double circulation, sir.
Good, very good, double circulation. Complete. There is no need to say complete double circulation, Nana. Good. If you say the double circulation, it's the correct option. In reptiles, some of the animals are containing double circulation. You can take a crocodile, Nana. Most important for need purpose. That's why listen to me. You can take the crocodiles. Crocodiles. You can take a crocodile. It is containing four-chambered heart. Four-chambered heart. So the crocodile containing double circulation. Double circulation. The crocodile belongs to reptiles. Crocodile belongs to which, Nana? Reptiles. If anybody asks you, reptiles are containing which type of circulation? Incomplete double circulation, we have to say. But exceptionally, the crocodiles also belongs to the reptiles. But in crocodiles, four-chambered heart is present in the crocodiles. Due to the presence of four-chambered heart in crocodiles, the crocodiles are containing double circulation. This is a which in a double circulation present in the crocodiles. It's a specific in the reptiles.
Sir, that means in crocodiles, completely double circulation is there.
It's a double circulation. There is no need to say the complete double circulation, Nana. We have to say double circulation. Why? Because crocodile is containing what, Nana? Four-chambered heart. It's not containing partially divided four-chambered heart. But you can take reptiles, except to crocodiles. Remaining reptiles are containing what, Nana? Incompletely divided ventricle. Completely divided artery, but incompletely divided ventricle. That's why it is containing partially divided four-chambered heart. Partially divided what, Nana? Four-chambered heart. But when we will take the crocodile, it is containing completely divided four-chambered heart. Due to the four-chambered heart, it is containing what, Nana? Double circulation. In the NEET, sometimes they may be asked which reptile containing double circulation. In assertions and reason, they will give as like as this. Here you can take assertion. All reptiles contain double circulation. Incomplete double circulation. All reptiles contain incomplete double circulation. Incomplete double circulation. Incomplete double circulation. incomplete double circulation. You can take a reason. Crocodile contain crocodile contain crocodile contain crocodile contain crocodile contain or crocodile belongs to